Lawmakers in Austin say yes to a proposed future taxing district for Cameron County, a hospital taxing district. We still need to see that on the ballot. And joining us on 710 KURV, our new Cameron County Judge, Pete Sepulveda. Judge, welcome back. You folks at the county level, you will need to call for this election, right, Judge?
Well, first of all, I think Senator Lucio did a great job of laying out the legislation for us. And then we had support from our delegation, Representative Oliveira, Lucio, and Longoria. And what this legislation will allow, the legislation itself does not create the healthcare district, but it allows the Commissioner's Court in Cameron County to receive a petition, and then the court would call an election, and ultimately the voters of Cameron County would decide whether or not a healthcare district in the county would be created.
So who's the brave soul that actually puts up the petition at the Cameron County Commission to say, okay, let's create a new taxing district?
That would, I believe the legislation called for 100 registered voters in the county. At that point, if we do get a petition and everything's in order, as I mentioned, we would have to call the election. Obviously, we would have to educate the public on the benefits of the legislation, the benefits of creating the healthcare district. There's still a lot of questions that are unanswered as to the mechanics on how all that would work. But I think this is an excellent opportunity for Cameron County. It's a great tool to have in the toolbox in the event that we would need to utilize it. Our population that goes without health insurance is going to continue to increase. And at some point, we need to address that, and we need to see what different options are available to the county to be able to put the county in a position to provide those services.
Pete Sepulveda, our Cameron County Judge, our guest on 710 KURV.
Judge Tim Sullivan here. Do you expect it to be on the ballot this November, as soon as this November?
I'm not sure. Again, the court would have to receive a petition. I know that there's broad-based support from throughout the county. I believe we got resolutions of support from every city in the county. We had several of the mayors that went up to Austin and testified in support of the legislation. So I think once we receive a petition, then we will proceed accordingly as is called for in the legislation.
Yeah. Well, you saw the fight on this here in Hidalgo County. So what's going to be your pitch to get this approved by voters there once you put it on the ballot? What are your selling points?
I think, the moment the public hears, there's another taxing entity, you start thinking negatively. But I think there needs to be an education of our public. This is and can be a taxing entity, but there are benefits to that. In addition to that, the legislation itself calls the county today by state law has to set aside 8% of our general revenues to provide this type of services. And so within the legislation, automatically the first year we would need to reduce the tax rate by that amount.
Mm-hmm.
And so, we in the past, Cameron County, one example, when the Commissioner's Court created or appointed the board of directors for the Cameron County Regional Mobility Authority, for the last 12 years, they have been very responsible in appointing individuals to that board that are fiscally responsible to the residents of Cameron County. I'm sure if we get to a point to where we need to appoint board members, we will go through the same process. So okay. I think it's just a matter of educating the public on what this bill does, the excellent opportunities that will be presented just by partnering with UT Rio Grande Valley Medical School. So I think the opportunities are endless, and it's going to be up to us to educate the public and make the public understand that this is an excellent opportunity for the campaign.
Good luck with the selling campaign. There was a report some days back said that the attention span for people is now 8 seconds, Judge, and you start throwing one too many numbers out there, 8% here, 25 cents here, 8 cents here. The eyes start glossing over, man. You start losing people. It's going to be a challenge, an uphill fight to try to convince people. But there's something that you just said a second ago I want to go back to. You said that the county has to allocate 8% of its budget for indigent care. Is that correct?
By state law, yes.
Okay, so that
Same as Hidalgo County.
yeah, and since that is being punted over to the new health care district, you said that you would have to reduce the tax rate at the county.
Same as Hidalgo County had
You
proposed.
you don't have to, but you will be reducing the tax rate at the county to offset the creation of that health care district. Did I hear you right?
That's correct, yes. And that's in the legislation itself.
It's actually in writing. Okay.
Yes.
Very well then. Judge, thank you. Pete Sepulveda, Cameron County Judge, our guest on 710 KURV.